What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're a little late, but what does it matter? All I've learned is that where I rank on John's scale of people is very, very low because it took me messaging his wife on Facebook for him to realize that he was missing the show. None of my calls were apparently going through, but his wife got through.
Oh, wait a minute. Time out. Number one. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see that message. You didn't message her on Facebook.
Oh, I did. The message I sent her was, Hola, I wouldn't normally reach out, but John is never late for anything. He's usually annoyingly early. Have you heard from him?
Did she respond?
Yeah, she said he was mowing the grass when I left him. Did you call? And I said, of course I called. I wonder if he forgot. She said, probably. And then I said, LOL.
Okay.
I mean,
well,
you are pushing 50, so.
Okay. And now I need to let her know that
that you're still alive and
that
with
I'm
us.
still okay.
Justin was convinced that you'd passed on, and maybe we should start calling morgues because you're never late. And then we invoked the teacher rule that if your teacher doesn't show up to class within 15 minutes, you get to cancel the class. So if you hadn't gotten a hold of us when you did, the show was going to be canceled for the week.
Okay,
can I a week off?
Can I defend myself here?
You could try.
Okay. Number one,
yeah,
I forgot that we were recording it at 6.
Oh well.
I did because I was thinking it was still 7 o'clock because last time we did this we moved it to 6 and I did say to everybody that was our permanent time. I just plumb forgot. And yes, I was mowing the yard. I was trying to mow the yard one final time so I wouldn't have to worry about that. What are you doing?
I'm giving you a platform to speak your case.
Well, there you go. I'm sorry. Hey, things happen. I'm not Mr. Perfect. He's dead. So, but we're here. We're here and we're ready to talk about Matlock, right? Because I'm excited to talk about it.
We are, and I am also very excited to talk about it. The Matlock reboot with Kathy Bates has been so good this season. I think it's off to a better start than season 1, honestly. And episode 2's constant references to the original series was fantastic. So, no spoiler. It's mild spoilers. So, I'm not going to get into like specifics, but she's working a case where the judge is a big fan of the original series, Matlock, and she says her name, and then there's a lot of back and forth. Well, Ben Matlock would have, blah, blah, blah. But it was really funny, and the season has been extraordinary. I am so glad that I'm enjoying it.
My wife and I, that's our show to watch together. So we have to coordinate a little bit, and her work schedule and my work schedule and that haven't jived yet, but they've only done tonight would be the 3rd episode.
The 3rd episode's already done. It's not on. It's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday show. That's right. It's a Thursday show. So they
was a special occasion, but yeah, episode 3 is aired and it's solid.
Okay, cool. Well, let's jump into what you're watching, man, because I have a couple of things to discuss, and I'm eagerly hopeful that one of these things I've recently watched, you have watched as well, so we could compare notes. But what are you watching right now? We'll start with you.
I am watching everything, John. So it was announced that Hulu is going to be no more very, very soon. Everything's moving over to Disney Plus, and so what I've been doing this week is I'm starting to move my shows over there. So I'm going to Hulu, seeing where I'm at with a particular show, then going over to Disney Plus to actually watch the show. So 911 is a batshit show, but I absolutely love it. There's nothing. I mean, maybe just a little bit of that show is realistic. The rest of it is just crazy, and I'm there for the crazy. Some of our characters are in space now. It's fantastic. 911 Nashville also. Maybe a little bit more realistic still, but still kind of out there. I'm digging that as well. So one of the things I did this year, because Jamie watches Grey's Anatomy, is I had seen the first 7 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, but I haven't seen anything really since, except for an episode here and there. I went back and watched the finale of last year, and then Grey's Anatomy current. So I'm current on Grey's Anatomy-ish, and that show is actually pretty solid. I'm not going to go back and watch the 20 seasons I've missed, but I'm glad that I'm jumped on when I did. And it was pretty easy to catch up. the characters, it's pretty easy. And there's one thing that bothers me, but it's fine. But overall, I'm digging that. Like I'm watching it all, John. And I also am watching this fun show over on the PVD cast sponsored Tubi. It's called Nightmares. I talked about this a little bit on Three Geeks yesterday. It has Mariska Haggerty was a character on the show. Lori Petty, who's super talented even back then. You could tell she was going to be something, and I'm digging that so far. Very low budget, but it's fun.
Well, we talked about that the last episode, didn't we? Because we had a guest star that was on the Freddy TV show, and because we looked it up, and you said it was on a Fox.
Okay.
Or no,
yeah.
right. It wasn't. Yeah, well, it wasn't through Fox. I said it was through Fox, and you go, no, it was actually syndicated, like all the Xena Warrior Princess and Hercules and Star Trek TNG and that.
Yeah, but it's good, man. I don't know if I was watching at the time or I was just talking about watching it, but maybe that's what got me to watch it. But I'm digging it so far. I'm like 5 or 6 episodes in. It's more or less the Tales from the Crypt, based in the town that Freddy's from, but Freddy is only like a main character in a few episodes. But so far it's fun. And hold on, I gotta tell you this because I didn't get a chance to really get into it last night in Three Geeks, and I just want to say that Max's fantasy football team just decided to like lay down against me, and they're about to give me my 7th win of the season. I'm about to be 7-1 in the series. You see that 139-46? Yeah, dude, I'm killing fantasy football. He has a 1% chance of catching up to me, but it's not looking good.
And here's the irony, folks. Jason, not a sports guy.
No, but fantasy football is about the numbers. It's not about the sports. It's about the numbers and stats and averages.
That's
but
true.
It's fun.
Well,
it is fun to beat that.
How's he feeling? How's he taking the news?
Who, Max? He took it pretty good. What do you say to me? Good game. I don't think I can hang this week. My best player doesn't even have 1 point yet.
No, that's not good.
No.
Well, what have I been watching? I finally watched The Naked Gun, the new version. You and I talked about it on the phone. Fantastic. I mean, absolutely amazing. I can't. There's no words to describe just how awesome that movie is. They've done a fantastic job with it. Rang true to the original. I mean, yeah, I really loved it. I really liked it, man. I know you did as well.
It is. So, spoof comedy is a genre that died with Scary Movie 4, 5, 6, and however many more they made. I'm looking forward to Scary Movie 6 because the Waynes are back. But this movie gave me hope for the future of this genre. And I can't wait till we get our physical copies next week for the podcast because this is one I want to own. And, dude, it was so good. Liam Neeson stepping into the shoes of Leslie Nielsen is brilliant casting. One thing I like, Seth MacFarlane produced it. He didn't direct it, but one of the things I respect about Seth MacFarlane a whole lot is when he takes on a project, whether it's the Star Trek show he has. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name.
The Orville.
Or something like this. He's very true to what that's supposed to be. And in this case, like now, so many spoof movies, especially what happened with the Scary Movie franchise and a lot of the stuff that came out after, like Meet the Spartans, is it all went extremely raunchy instead of just doing good jokes. And Naked Gun stayed away. There's some raunchy comedy in it, but it's not the whole movie. And dude, it's brilliant. Pamela Anderson, like the entire casting, the coffee joke I thought would get old after a while. It does not get old. I laughed every time they gave him a new coffee. Even when he's driving on the freeway and somebody reaches in and hands him a new coffee. Like, it's such a good movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I again can't say enough about it. But speaking of spoof movies, last night I was at a friend's Halloween party and we watched a movie called Freaky. Have you heard about it?
I have not.
It stars Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton.
Yeah,
okay, you have seen this.
Yes, dude. This is why I like Blumhouse, because this studio will make anything. They will let their people make their movie, and this this is the hot chick but better, like the Rob
Yeah.
Schneider movie.
Yes. Yeah. So for those that don't know, it's Freaky Friday, but instead of swapping bodies between a daughter and a mom, it's a high school student and a serial killer played by Vince Vaughn, who I thought did a great job.
Yeah, especially again, I mean, it's literally hot chick because it's a guy switching with a teenage girl. But it's he does such a good job. I think body swap movies are icky, so anytime I like one, it's a big deal. But yeah, he did such a good job as the teenage girl and as the serial killer, and she did a good job too.
Yeah, she did as well. In fact, you may not know the name Catherine Newton, but she's been in a lot of things. If you IMDb her, she's been in like Bad Teacher. She was in it's not Annabelle, but what's the other single named
The
horror
Nun?
film? Huh?
None. Abigail.
Abigail. Yes. It's not. Abigail. She was in that. She's been in some stuff because as soon as I saw her, I'm like, I've seen her before. So, but
Yeah, she was in Blocker. She was in Big Little Lies.
Yes. So, hey, if you're looking for something this week for Halloween, I recommend Freaky. It's a fun movie. It's really good.
It's a really fun movie.
And the last one is, of course, on Tubi, my favorite streaming service. I watched a movie called The Man from Nowhere. It's a South Korean film. It too has kind of is a little bit formulaic, but it's about a guy who is he's kind of erased from history because he was like the one of the black ops operatives for the South Korean army, but his wife was killed and his kid was killed, and so he's left kind of like the Punisher, looking for revenge. And he tries to stay out of trouble, but it turns out trouble finds him. And it's just a fun kung fu movie. I think it was made in 2010 or 2011. Really fun flick especially if you like all the hi-ya, kung fu and whatnot, and a good story.
The what kind of kung fu, John?
The hi-ya. Hi-ya. Hi-ya! All right. Are you ready to talk about this week's episode of Matlock, Jason?
John, I've been ready since 6:50 or 5:50 when I showed up.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, well then let's go on and get into our opening statement. Well, the episode that we are going to review and discuss is called The Class, and the original air date is January 21st, 1993. And we have a few guest stars that we need to talk about. The first one is Mert Hatfield. He will be playing the role of Steve, and actually, he's going to be in a couple of other episodes of Matlock this season as the same character, Steve, who's a detective. But you may know him as the mayor in Leatherheads, the policeman in Lolita, the cop in Weekend at Bernie's, the firebomber in Mississippi Burning, the arbitrator in Joanna Man, union rep in the Ryan White story, and as I said, 3 other upcoming Matlock roles all this season as the same guy, of course, Detective Steve. Question, Jason, are you familiar with the Ryan White story? Because it was a TV movie.
I am not familiar with the Ryan White story.
Okay, because I remember when it came out, it was kind of a big deal. In fact, Ryan White was a big deal. Ryan White was a middle school student or a high school student. I don't remember how old he was, but he received blood transfusion and caught AIDS. And, I think this was like early 84, 85. And there was a big outrage about it. People on both sides of, whether that kid should go to regular school or not. It was kind of a big controversy for a while.
I've seen it. We watched it in school.
Did you? Seriously, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I remember it. I remember it very vividly. He dies at the end, right?
Yes, because he passed on in real life as well. Yeah. Sad story. Absolutely sad story. All right, our second actor is predominantly a voice actor. He does not have a lot of recurring roles in live productions, but David Kaufman will be playing the role of Mark Randall, but he's also known as the voice of Danny Phantom, including all of the different projects that Danny Phantom was in. That character was in a ton of crossovers with a lot of the Nickelodeon cartoons. He was also a voice actor on Goldie and the Bear, Doc McStuffins, Jimmy Olsen for DC, Beanstalk Jack, SpongeBob, Star Wars, other Marvel projects. The dude has I think they almost 170 some odd credits, but I'd say 90% of them are all voiceover work.
I mean, the voice of Jimmy Olsen, dude, it's Doc McStuffins, man. My daughter watched a lot of Doc McStuffins. We even had the place for it. And he was the voice of Marty McFly. Did you mention that in Back to the Future?
No, I did not. I did not mention that. He was the voice of Marty McFly as well.
Oh, man. And he was on Freddy's Nightmares as Randy Jennings.
Have you seen him yet?
Hey, Justin, can you message me David Kaufman so I remember to message this guy? Dude, this is awesome. I need to reach out to this guy. He's been in some stuff. He was on Step by Step.
But you agree with me, most of it's animated stuff, animated voiceovers.
Oh, yeah. Good animated stuff, too.
Yeah. All right, our third and final guest star is Heather McAdam. She will be playing the role of Carol Thompson. You might know her as Catherine Margolis on Sisters, Sarah on Beverly Hills 90210, Michelle in The Line of Duty, Ambush in Waco, Alex Lambardi in Facts of Life, Dewanna Pusser in the TV series Walking Tall. And ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves because we have ourselves a hat trick! Heather also played Caitlin Parrish in Perry Mason, The Case of the Heartbroken Bride, and she also played Jane Ballinger on an episode of Murder, She Wrote. So there you go.
Episode of Quantum Leap. Doogie Howser, she had the 80s locked.
Yes. But here's the kind of the question that I have. Now, what you folks at home don't know is while I was researching, I looked at a lot of other actors and actresses who appeared in this episode, and a lot of them are, again, actors with 15 credits or 8 credits, or they're very, very skimp on the experience. So, Jason, this is my theory, and I don't know, you can tell me if you agree with me or not, but we've moved the production from LA to North Carolina. Is it possible a cost-cutting measure to use these less experienced actors and actresses rather than using those who might command a little bit of a bigger budget? What do you think?
That's possible. But you didn't mention Tom Beards, who was in 208 episodes of Young and the Restless. He was also on Highway to Heaven, a show my grandmother loved, The Gladiator, and St. Elmo's Fire, where he played a rowdy undergrad.
In the St. Elmo's Fire?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't even know what that movie's about. I know the Brat Pack was in it, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, as I've learned, folks, that John has not actually seen very many movies. Me and Justin and John went through a whole thing of movies. Oh, dude, here's another guest star, Rob Longstreet. Great name. He was on Halloween Kills. He was in the television series that I highly recommend, Midnight Mass, Doctor Sleep. He was also in Aquaman. This guy is still pretty prevalent. I mean, with a name like that, how can you not be? Robert Longstreet, powerful name. He was on Pineapple Express, Dawson's Creek, and Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood, one of Justin's favorite movies.
Oh, that was a jab. Shots fired.
How was that a jab? I've heard that's a wonderful movie. It might be one of Justin's favorites. Who knows?
All right. Well, with that then, Jason, I have a question to ask you. That question is this. Are you ever going to be late to one of these? No. That's not the question I need to ask. The question I need to ask is, can you give me your opinion, solely your opinion, and only your opinion, so help you?
I never will be. And let's testify!
It's time to testify!
We're dancing for our audio only listener.
All right. Opening scene for this episode called The Class is there's a harbor with some youngsters driving a boat, and the students return to the dock, and one of them says, "Hey, we're going to be late for law club." And I just wrote down the statement, "You thought chess club was nerdy in high school."
I mean, fair, but I would be down for some law club. You know what I want to do, John? I want to do something different that we've not done before that I think could be fun. I want you to predict what you think I thought of this episode before we get into it. And I'm going to do the same.
Oh,
I think that you hated it and gave it a 2 out of 5.
I think you loved it and gave it 4.5.
We'll find out.
Okay, I'm writing it down. 2 for me, 4.5 for you, Jay. Okay.
I'd be down for some law club. Like, for real, if they had this when I was younger, I'd do law club.
Yeah. Mark and Carol, they discuss studying law, and Mark kind of hits on the lady in red. I mean, what was that outfit she was wearing? It was a red top with like white skirt and red leggings. I'm like, what is this, man? I mean, again, at least there was no shoulder pads, but I digress. Right. So we go to a scene in the courtroom where Ben is holding court. See what I did there? See what I did there?
Yeah, he's holding on to it.
Anyways, so he's talking to some law students, and one kid keeps badgering Ben about the perfect murder. And we find out later that kid's name is Dawn. And then another girl wants to know about how to do the perfect murder as well. And by the way, that other girl never has a name, so we're just going to refer to her as Other Girl. So Ben explains it in like the worst way possible. I thought his explanation was stupid. Like, so you would need to have motive. No, really? You don't say. Okay, but that's not what they're asking. Let's not go step by step. Let's just get to the,
Yeah.
So
100%.
So basically, there's a scene later where the kids are at a bar. And here comes a guy named Eddie. And Eddie, by the way, I thought looked like the actor Ron Livingston from Office Space and Band of Brothers.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And from Loudermilk, which is a good show.
I didn't know he was in Loudermilk.
Yeah, he's the main character. He plays Loudermilk.
Oh, is he? Well, yeah. Shiver Me Timbers, matey. I did not know that.
Yeah.
So Eddie was dating Little Red Riding Hood, but they broke up. All right. And Eddie won't let go of that fact. And so Mark tries to fight him, and he gets a shower full of beer for his troubles. I think definitely I would put money on Eddie to win the fight. I'm just saying. He looks like he could hold himself. So then we cut to a scene where Eddie's working on his VW in the garage, and all we see is a pair of feet. And those feet sneak up on him, and they kill him. Now, you know what? They're going to get into this later, but here's my question. Does the method of death seem to be a little flimsy if we're thinking about this realistically?
I don't know.
Okay, because the next scene is that his roommate can't find him. Eddie's roommate can't find him. And there's blood in a beer bottle, but there's no body. Okay, so I guess, like, did he break the bottle and then cut his throat? Like, I don't understand. Like, I thought, honestly, going into that, I thought, oh, sweet, they're going to do the Mad Max. He's going to lower the jack on him and crush him to death. Like, that's what I was waiting for. And instead, we get something with a beer bottle. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, the beer bottle could do the trick.
I mean, I suppose if you cut his neck, but it's still, I don't know. You're going to have to break it and then hold a shard. And you're going to have to get a shard that's big enough to cut into the skin. I don't know. I don't know. So we go back to the college. And Ben chats with the dean about Eddie's disappearance, because Eddie has been missing for 5 days now as of this scene. And the dean is a little bit upset with Ben because he's like, look, you gave them a how-to manual to get away with murder. And Ben's like, I'm just presenting facts, man. They, what they do is what they do. And we get angry Ben because the dean continues to ramble on and on about, look, you got to be responsible. You can't let these kids just, get all this information. Then they might do bad things, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, they're law students. They're supposed to get all this information.
Yeah, I thought this scene was a little blah because I mean, it went a little long. I think they could have just had Ben say, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. Move on to the next, the next thing. But anyways, so Ben returns home and he's singing a song to ease his mind. And then Leanne comes and Leanne listens to what Ben has to say about his day and about meeting with the dean. And I don't know about you, Jason, but did this seem like some fake outrage from Leanne? Because she gets highly offended and blows a lot of smoke up her father's backside. I mean, you are the greatest. You are this. You are that. Blah, blah, blah. How dare he?
I do. I love Leanne. She's my favorite.
Well, so Leanne joins Ben at the next meeting of the law club. And she basically lays down the law and says, look, you guys are going to be involved in this investigation. You want to be lawyers? This is what lawyers do. So you're going to have to do this. And so, okay, they agree, but I wrote down, is this a good idea? And furthermore, I was distracted by this. You're talking about me being distracted by the group chat, which is true. But the other thing is, why was the judge's bench, why was there a white cloth over top of it? What was that all about?
Maybe just to symbolize the judge isn't there.
I thought there was something there for the evidence that they were going to whip that off and be like, haha, here is a recreation of Eddie's garage. But
I don't know. I didn't even notice the white cloth, to be honest.
Okay. All right.
And guys, if you guys are watching us and you notice John stops talking, it's because somebody sent a message in the private chat.
I admitted that it's distracting. I make no bones about it. So, but hey, if you want to let us know if you find that distracting, Jason, how can they get a hold of us?
Oh, please email us, benmattalk@gmail.com.
Or you can find us on Facebook at Mattalk Podcast. And and you can, of course, watch this live feed through YouTube, Facebook, all of the places, right, Jason?
All of them.
I don't know why I'm doing your shtick because you know them better than I do.
Even on the PVD cast and Three Geeks channels, you can watch it.
There you go. All right, so Leanne visits Eddie's house and she interviews the roommate, and the roommate is kind of a jerk. He refuses to give long answers. He just gives, yes, I don't know, beats me. He gives those type of smart aleck answers. But we do find out that Bobby actually stole Carol. And then Carol was swiped by Eddie. So you take that for what it's worth. Mark and Don talk about the evidence, and Don accuses Mark of kind of maybe not having a solid alibi, which makes Mark a little bit mad. Leanne interviews Carol about Eddie and Bobby. And of course, Eddie's that bad boy that every girl likes, The students all meet for law club again, and they all kind of pile up on Mark. All right. And there's some more dirty laundry aired. And none of the kids seem to have an alibi. And that's unfortunate because, as we know, ladies and gentlemen, I really was hoping that maybe, just maybe, one of the favorite alibis for Matlock would be used with somebody sleeping with somebody.
Yeah.
Let's go to. They don't have to be married. They just have to be shacking up somehow.
Mm-hmm. There's always somebody shacking up.
Especially in an alibi. You know what? I would love to talk to an attorney and say, has that ever been used as an alibi? Somebody shacking up with somebody? Well, the random girl, she defends Bobby and says that they live in the same complex, and she can attest that on the night of the murder, Bobby's car was there because it's a sweet, 1967 Mustang hatchback. So, also in this meeting, Don admits to everybody that Eddie had stole his girl. All right, and that's why he did not much care for Don, and that puts Don on the radar. All right, so Leanne goes to interview a backstage worker because Don's alibi is that he was in a play. And so Don is one of the chorus kids, and he's dressed as Nixon in a mask. So for those folks that have seen the movie Heat, those type of like presidential masks, that's what he was wearing, one of Richard Nixon. And I found it interesting that it was Nixon, because I'm like, we've had a few presidents that are probably as bad as him that we could have used, I don't know, somebody else's likeness, I guess. I don't know. Or do you think it was like, oh, Nixon's far enough in the past, we don't have to ask for permission to use his likeness?
Well, Nixon's likeness is just funny. I love seeing his mask. Because there's even that 70s show episode where they streak and he's got a Nixon mask on.
Oh, that's true. I forgot. You know what? I forgot about that for that 70s show. Yeah. Okay. All right. But you're right, too. He is an ugly dude. So. But anyways, I also enjoyed that Don hits on Leanne. Hey, would you like to have a coffee afterwards? How about dinner? We go to police headquarters. And Leanne, Mark, and Carol talk with Detective Steve, and he shares the evidence that they've collected. But really, there's not much to go on. All right. And I also put down this, and I know that this is probably going to get some heat, but boy, Detective Steve has some wild eyebrows. Trim those sons of guns. All right. Trim them.
Man, you noticed some of the weirdest things. I didn't notice the sheet. I didn't notice the eyebrows. Maybe I'm just not watching it close enough. Like I need to watch it better, I guess.
Well, I'll share. Like the woolly, out of control eyebrows. I know it's an old man thing, but damn it, trim them. All right. When you go to the barber will trim them. That's no problem. It's not even at my barbershop. It's not even extra. They'll do it just real quick for you, man. I mean, I'm not afraid to share that. Sometimes I'm like, hey, they're looking a little rough. Can you just touch them up?
And John will know, guys, because he'll ask if it's an upcharge. How much is that? 30 cents? I'm not paying that. Will you just do it for free? You already got the clippers. You're in front of my face.
Okay.
I could see you negotiating an eyebrow cut. No, I can't give you 30 cents. I'll give you 20.
All right. Well, we go back to another chat between the dean and Ben, and it's revealed that Mark was a finalist to get some big time scholarship, but Eddie won it, and Mark accused Eddie of cheating. So that's why that's another reason why Mark does not much care for Eddie. Leanne interviews Mark and the rest of the kids about evidence against them. It's very nice that they all kind of turn against one another. And then Dawn and Carol argue in the hallway about how could you set me up like that? Why would you say that? Et cetera, et cetera. Dawn on the next scene is caught messing around with Mark's car. Now, Mark's car, I don't know if it's an Alfa Romeo or what it is. It's a sleek car that is a convertible, so the top was down. So he was tinkering around in that. And basically Mark was like, look, I'm looking for blood. There's got to be blood. And that gets into a little ruckus between the two of them. And so then we cut to a scene where Leanne talks to Don at his huge house. Oh, wait. I wrote that down. But it's not really his house. Oh, no. Anyways. So,
hey, John, tell the folks about the PVD cast for like 1 to 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. You got it. Okay. Jason's got to go get food. That's what so I'm late to do this broadcast and he's ordered food. See, look at what I put up with, folks. Look what I put up with, ladies and gentlemen. Jeez. In fact, we're making Justin's life a living heck because of all this shenanigans going on. But what can I say? By the way, my lawn looks nice. Since if you were wondering, I thought I could fit it in one final cut. It's here in Ohio. It's getting cold now. We're starting off days in the 30s, getting to the mid 50s or late 50s. So or upper 50s. I said late 50s. No, that's somebody's age. Anyways. So, but hey, you want to talk about the PVD cast? It's 500, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Episode 500 dropped this week. I am so proud to Nobody cares about your lawn, John. Hey, not cool, man. Not cool. But hey, episode 500. It's a huge episode. I'm very humbled to have it. It is, of course, streaming now through pvdcast.com or wherever you find great podcasts. Sergeant Slaughter, the franchise Shane Douglas, and the Man Beast Rhino are all my guests. We're going to talk about some wrestling. We're going to talk about some action figures. We're going to talk about their careers. So check it out. Again, episode 500. Anyways.
This is what I was waiting for. I'm sorry.
I thought you were waiting on food.
I went all over town looking for these Friday the 13th cans. Finally got one.
Now, you're not going to open that, are you?
Not that one. Not the other 11 I'm going to drink.
All right.
Go. Justin's getting mad at us.
Anyways. All right, well, let's jump back into it. So Leanne, as I said, talked to Don at his huge house, but it's not really his house. Oh, no. Don is a gigolo, ladies and gentlemen. Just a gigolo everywhere I go. So his sugar mama pays him $4,000, all right, to be her sweetness, so to speak. And she has an alibi. She says, hey, I was at the performance, and then we went and had dinner afterwards. Now, Jason, I know we're both I am a taken man, but we're both red-blooded American men here. Would you be a gigolo for $4,000 a month?
No, I need more than that. Maybe in the 90s, but $4,000 a month doesn't pay for nothing nowadays.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. What is Justin? Can you look up what $4,000 was in the 90s, please?
Justin, can you find out what a gigolo makes in 2025 for us, please?
Yeah, both of those. Those would be great. Yes.
What is Deuce Gigolo's income in 2025?
So Carol shows up at the house, and at the house of not the house that is the gigolo Don's house. No. At the house of Ben and Leanne. And they kind of go over her car, because one of the things that they talk about is that Carol went to the library. She parked in one spot, but then when she came out, there was her car was in another spot, and she just assumed she forgot where she parked. But there's varnish on the gas pedal, and this is exactly where I knew exactly what happened. I don't know about you, Jason, but right there, I'm like, I've solved the case.
Yeah, the varnish is a big deal.
The varnish is a big, big deal. The equivalent of $10,000, well, $19,915 today, an increase of $5,900 over 35 years. All right, so there you go, Jason. For almost $10,000, would you be a gigolo a month?
Oh, in a heartbeat.
No matter the looks or the age or whatever.
I mean, age, of course, they have to be legal, but no, I'm good. Whatever. You said $10,000, right? $10,000 a month. Oh yeah,
well, 9,900.
I'm in.
Okay. All right.
Where do I sign up?
All right. So Ben says that the kids, he collects all the kids, right? And he mentions the fact that Bobby and Carol dated, and Carol dumped Bobby, and Carol didn't want a large commitment, but then Bobby was a little bit mad that as soon as she broke up with him, she jumped into a relationship with, of course, Eddie. And so that rubs him the wrong way. Eddie has a boat, and we saw that at the beginning of the episode. And there's varnish on the gas pedal of the car of Carol, but there's also varnish on the shoe of Bobby. And so what we could figure out is that the varnish is identically the same, and it wasn't dry. It was applied about 7 o'clock in the evening, and it wouldn't be dry till 1 in the morning. So that goes to show that boat had been moved by Bobby. And why would you do that? Because Bobby, quote, borrowed the car from Carol. Yeah, that's correct. I'm sorry, folks. Bobby borrowed the set of keys that he had, which I thought, look, when you break up with somebody, it's pretty wise to get their keys, especially all the copies from them, right? I mean,
You don't leave your keys with your ex.
I mean, now that I know that, Atlanta is the safest city in town, in the world, that they don't need to lock their doors. Maybe they don't need to lock their cars either.
I mean, I barely want to give keys to like a current, but to an ex.
True. Very true. Well, anyways, so basically he borrowed her car, drove over to Eddie's house, put the body in the car, drive the car over to the pier, get on his boat, which is where he gets the varnish on his shoe, takes the boat out to the middle of the sea or the ocean or whatever, throws the body overboard, returns the boat, returns the car. It's unfortunately that parking spot that originally was in is taken, so he goes and parks the car somewhere else. And that, my friends, is pretty much what happens, and nothing happens to Bobby. I'm like, so we're not going to arrest him. We're not going to have Bob Brooks there or anything. He just gets to walk away. And so Ben and Leanne on the boardwalk discuss their feelings about the case. And that, my friends, is the episode called The Class. Jason, do you have anything else?
No.
All right, then let's get into our closing statement.
This is the part of the podcast where John and I will rate the show on a gavel system. 1 gavel means 5 gavels means we absolutely loved it, and negative 30 gavels means we're going to go teach a class on Parcheesi. John.
Parcheesi?
Where do you rate this episode?
Time out. I haven't thought about Parcheesi nor played it in like 30 some odd years. But
I've never played nor thought about it.
Really? Oh,
until just now when that word popped out of my mouth.
Oh, maybe we should get a Parcheesi night going on. But anyways, remember, you said that I would rate this a 2, and I said that you will rate this a 4.5. You're pretty close. I gave it 3 gavels. I thought it was middle of the road. I didn't think it was great. I did like that there was a different kind of perspective for the episode, that it focused more on the perspective of the students. I like that Angry Ben was there. I'm so glad that they kept the focus on just one plot and we didn't have another plot going on. Negatives, I thought the characters Don and Eddie were a little bit overplayed. They were chewing up some scenery. The ending I thought was weak. I didn't really like the ending at all. And unfortunately, there was no Conrad or Cliff, which maybe is a good thing because, again, this was a nice 1 episode tale. And I think if you added in others, then you're going to stretch things out. And then we're with another double episode.
All the double episodes. I give this episode, I give it a 3.5. So I guess close in your regards as well, because I did enjoy it. I'm actually enjoying the season so far. I did not expect to enjoy the season because I've heard nothing but awful things. But so far, so good. We'll see when it goes off the rails for me at least. But I'm in. I thought it was fun. I thought the containment in the class, we are left to assume that, he got arrested at the end of the episode or after the events. But it was a good time.
Cool. All right. Jason, what's going on with the 3 Geeks podcast?
We have an interview with Ernie Altbaker coming out this week. Justin did it the interview, and he is the writer of Aztec Batman, which I really cannot wait to see. He gets into it with Justin about that. He's got a new Kickstarter coming out. All that will be in the descriptions with that video. But we're live Saturday at 7 p.m. Yes, we're going to be back to doing live shows again. I promise. All of our lives hopefully will stop lifing, and we can come together and finish this year out strong. Man, I'm going to be in the theater a lot the next couple of weeks. We got Predator, we got Wicked. I can't wait to be done with this so I can go watch It Welcome to Derry today.
Cool. Well, I've already plugged it a little bit with our one little break, but it is episode 500 of the PVD cast. Again, honestly, I'm very proud. I'm very humbled. Tubi.com, coupon code PVDcast. Well, I do not have a sponsorship with Tubi. I just like the catalog.
Free with that coupon code.
It's free. You're gonna laugh when I get a sponsorship from them.
Me?
Anyways, episode 500 takes place from Monroe, Michigan, and Monroe Comic Con. My panel discussion with Sergeant Slaughter, WWE Hall of Fame and and living G.I. Joe. The Man Beast Rhino, who's a former ECW champion and a multi-time champion all over the place. And, of course, the franchise Shane Douglas, also an ECW World Heavyweight Champion, as well as many other titles he held. So check it out. It's a great episode. I'm really proud of it. And now we're off to episode 501 here next week. So, Jason, with that, shall we go ahead and get on out of here?
We shall, John. And as they say in court,
nothing further.